Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to have this opportunity to introduce you to holistic counselling. Today, everybody hears about counselling. They know somebody who's done counselling, or who needs counselling, or who maybe is just thinking about what counselling is. But the question I'm here to answer is, what is holistic counselling, and how is it different from the many other forms of counselling that are offered in our society today? So, if we're going to answer this question, there are two things that I need to address. First of all, I need to explain to you how holistic counselling actually works. And then the second thing I need to show you is what different sorts of methods we might use in holistic counselling that you won't experience if you do other sorts of counselling in the same way. So when we ask ourselves the question of what is holistic counselling, we have very special answers to these 5 main questions that all counsellors have to answer. What is our model of a human being? What are the causes of mental ill health? What's the relationship between the client and the counsellor? What are the methods of working to heal our mental suffering? And finally, how do we evaluate change? How do we actually know that what we did made a difference, that actually improved the mental health of the client? And different counsellors have different answers to these questions. So what I'm going to do in this brief time I've got together with you is to show you the answers to these questions from a holistic point of view. So the first thing we need to start with, all counsellors need to start with, and is to explain what is their model of a human being. Sounds a simple question, but it contains a world within it. Now, in order to answer this question, I'm going to draw some little diagrams as we go through, because it's actually quite a complex question, but it's got some very straightforward answers in holistic counselling. So if I just turn this over now, and we're going to work with what is our model of a human being in holistic counselling. Well, the first thing we assume in holistic counselling is that when you come to us, the client, and in some ways I am exactly the same as the client, it's just at this point in time I'm not in counselling, has a physical body. Now this sounds very obvious. We all know we've got a physical body, because if we don't take notice of it, we walk into doors and we walk into walls. But a physical body is not taken for granted in most forms of counselling. It's only in probably the last 15 years, with something called body-based psychotherapy, that people have begun to realise, well, hang on, there's a connection between what we think and feel and our physical body. That in fact our physical body is a map of our emotions and our feelings. And so this is the starting place for holistic counselling. We assume you've got a physical body. And we assume if you've got a pain in a certain part of your physical body, it's not chance. It's because there's something emotionally troubling you that has worked its way through to your physical body. And that in fact, if we enter in through the pain in your physical body, that's the best way to find the exact emotional problem that's troubling you. So we're going to start by drawing this very simply. This is my very special human being. Androgynous, of course. All right, so once we have this physical body here, oh, he's got a leg that's too long. That will never do, because when he starts to get other bodies, they won't all fit in. So when we work with the physical body in holistic counselling, we're very conscious that it's going to lead us through into the other layers of your bodies. Physical body is made of elements primarily from the earth. We eat certain food and we convert this into a physical structure. The next body that we're very interested in holistic counselling is what we call the energetic body. This is the body immediately around the physical body, and it has different names in different cultures. The Chinese talk about it as the chi force. The Indians refer to this as the pranic force. Europeans who work with energetic models may refer to this as the etheric body. This is a very fine layer of energy that penetrates the physical body, and you all know about it. Now, even if you weren't given a name for it, you all experienced it, and our language is full of it. We say, you look really drained today. that means that your chi force is really close to your body. It's not doing real well. Other times we say, you look radiant with energy. And you can feel it. Your chi force is bouncing out there. You've had good sleep. You're having good time in your life. And you're really feeling get up and go. That's the chi force, the etheric force. And that's a really important body. It's a very fine body. It carries the templates energetically of all the organs, because all of us is just simply energy. It's just that the physical body is denser sort of energy. So it really reflects all the organs, all the veins of the physical body, but at a finer level. And this is the body that restores cells, repairs cells, is very important for keeping you well. And it loves rhythm. You know, it likes regular food, regular sleep, likes to be outdoors, it likes sunshine, it likes water, the ocean, the forest. We all know about this body, and we know when it's working and when it's not. All of us can feel it, you know. I can ask a little 5-year-old, what are you feeling like today? Show me how far your energy's going out. And they can all tell me. It's out here or it's in here. And when you're sick, it sort of shrivels up. You know that want to just sink into bed and disappear, and it feels like it's about this close, and anybody who comes near you is just too close. That's the chi force, or the etheric body. So we're going to draw that one around here. It's a very important body because it has a great contribution to make to our mental health in the holistic model. So here I'm going to draw this beautiful green, which will represent our beautiful chi force, or pranic body. Now, and that body, of course, the main element for that body is water. It needs water to be vibrant. So dehydration really has bad effects on this body. It's got a lot in common with the plant world. It's quite sensitive, and it flows rhythmically, almost like water. The next body around this is the body that is the field for us in holistic psychotherapy and counselling, the field of our primary concern. This body here is got a number of names in different cultures, but we could call this body the lower layers of mind consciousness. And this body is around here, the lower layers of mind consciousness. This body is very critical because it's the body that stores our experience. It's like, so to speak, when we have a computer. Every time we save a program, it goes in here to the lower layers of mind consciousness. And so every time we have an experience, somebody talks to us, we meet somebody, we feel happy because of an interaction outside, or we feel sad, or we feel fearful or oppressed, the experience is stored in patterns of energy or vibration in this body here, the lower layers of mind consciousness, sometimes called the astrality by some people. And this is very important. If you understand that we are all, the whole planet, and this is not esoteric or strange, this is the view of modern physics. All of us are just simply vibrating patterns of energy. We're just vibrating at different rates. And these bodies are all vibrating patterns of energy, but just at different rates. In fact, if you ever have a chance to read Fridtjof Capra's The Tao of Physics, he has this wonderful exposition. He's a physicist. And he has this wonderful exposition of he's sitting on the beach one day, just as a human being, sitting on the beach. And suddenly he has this great vision where everything around him, his own body, the sand, the ocean, the sky, the sun, dissolves into great swirls of energy. And he really sees from himself that what he's studying in physics is exactly true. We are all just patterns of energy, vibrating at different rates. And this is the core premise of holistic counselling. Now, you may symbolise this as a physicist and measure the rate at which each particle vibrates. Or you may symbolise it with great aplomb as the Hindus